welcome back to Moving with Meaning. I'm your host, Krystal B. Clark, and yes, we have entered in the final episode for our January Renewal series, and I'm ecstatic about it. I mean, you know what? It's a little bittersweet. I have so much more in the tank to give you guys, but I think what I'm giving you is plenty, right? A lot to really just take in, think, and hopefully apply and practice some of those little exercises and strategies. It gives you not only a moment of reflection, but a way to kind of say, hey, I want to go and be this person. This is who I've always wanted to be. And we're going to start with that right now, using some of these tips, strategies, and advice that I could kind of give on to you. So we have had a wonderful January so far. Okay, we do have a few little cold snaps coming through here in the Houston area, but we're making it through, right? Because we on fire. Anywho, I want to close today on something that was incredibly pivotal to me. Okay, not only was it pivotal, but some people were forced into this type of work life or flexibility work model or what have you, and some came out of it really pumped, or some were like let me go back to the way it was. Either way is fine. The only thing I would say is that not a lot of the people that I did hear from, and I talked to quite a bit of people, and I was kind of like, what do you think about this? So we're going to get in a little bit of that feedback, but also kind of provide my own anecdotes as to how it impacted me and helped skyrocket me. Okay, so today episode, we're going to call it Out of the Office. Yes. Now, I'm not talking about PTO. I'm not talking about sick days. I'm not talking about just chilling out, holiday. No, I'm talking about remote work. Or in other words, today's landscape is so digitized, we call it the digital nomad. All right. It takes, when you ask somebody, hey, what you do for a living, and they say entrepreneur, you kind of like, okay, that means you ain't got no job. You just out here working and trying to make something happen. But in today's world, nah, that actually has a ring to it, and it means something. All right, so enough of me talking. We're going to go ahead and introduce this episode with a quick summary about embracing remote work and the digital nomad lifestyle. Remote work has revolutionized the professional landscape by allowing individuals to live and work from nearly any location, blurring the lines between travel, exploration, and career growth. This flexible setup, often referred to as the digital nomad lifestyle, enables professionals to collaborate with teams around the globe, pursue personal interests, and immerse themselves in new cultures, all while maintaining or even accelerating their career trajectories. Well, that certainly sounded nice. But you know what? I tell you what, some people aren't necessarily open to remote work. Some people really do love the camaraderie. They love going into work. They love the drive. They love the drive in, out, back, whatever else. They love checking out and kind of going to lunch. They love the break rooms and just socializing. And that's, look, more power to you. I tell you what, let's just dig into these benefits of working remotely while traveling. Number one, expanded perspectives. Engaging with different environments and cultures sparks creativity and innovative thinking, enhancing both personal development and professional output. Indeed, it does. Some people like change, me, and others, they like the routine. Okay, so for me, if I was an accountant, or even if I was explaining what I was doing with my first job, which was just coming in every day, running a report, and hopefully somebody asks for some information, I go out and get it and give it to them. That was what I did, okay, day in and day out. And I just did not like that. I like challenge. I like solutions. I like strategizing. And I just felt that was who I was and who I wanted to be. And I wasn't going to settle. Now, for others, All that changing and moving around and me having to learn things over and over again, I'm not doing that. I want to be able to settle in to whatever it is, a particular industry, a particular expertise or specialization in that industry, and I want to excel in that. I want to be top notch because you know what? Those people are very valuable. Okay. One does not exceed the other. And I've experienced that in my career, that just when you are switching from different people, you miss certain things along the way because you're moving too fast or you move too soon before you've experienced another challenge that will allow you to know more about, that business or what have you. And so having someone who has that amount of knowledge partnered with someone who is keen on solutioning and challenging, I that's a match made in heaven. All right, number two, greater work-life balance. Flexibility in schedules and locations allows professionals to align their work routines with personal lifestyles, reducing burnout and improving mental well-being. Yes, yes. Now I know we've said this before, and like I said, it is a common thing because every job that we do look for, yeah, we may be looking for more pay. We may be looking for more opportunity. But a lot of times we want to look for flexibility. Certain people have health issues. Certain people have other priorities, a family member at home, or they're a caretaker, or something like that, that they need a particular environment, work environment that allows for that, that is compassionate and considerate of that. But needless to say, let me go ahead and tell you my little experience on this one. So I used to think working in the car while my kids were doing something, like they were in tutoring or they were at a practice, a soccer practice, they were doing martial arts, they're in swim lessons, something like that, right? Whatever the case is, I thought as long as they were in there, I can continue working in my car on my laptop. Or while I'm cooking dinner, a business call comes in and I just kind of take the call while I'm either cooking or, just eating with them, watching a movie, and I just get up and dip out real quick and come back. Like I thought that was the it thing. No, it was disruptive to my family life. There was no clear separation from work and personal. And so everyone, it's not so much that they got used to it, but you start to kind of drain on their emotional capacity. Okay, well, is this work and things like that more important than just spending this time with me and with us? Like, I want you to be watching me do these things while I'm in there. And that's true because I remember stopping and looking at my laptop and I said, I'm going to go in there and look. And I mean, when I say it, look, they want you to be looking at them the whole 30 minutes, the whole hour, however long it is, because you never know when they're going to accomplish something. Whatever skill that they're trying to get, they're going to accomplish it. And guess what they do? They look right to where you are sitting just to see if you're watching. My daughter does it now. She's in ninth grade and in cheer. And I'm telling you, if I end up looking up at that game, what's going on with the football, and then I look back at her, I can see her looking at me like, I know you're not looking at the game. So it's very important that you allow these work-life balances to kind of come into play, but remote life really does offer you that. So number three, cost efficiency and savings. So by choosing affordable destinations or capitalizing on lower living expenses abroad, remote workers can allocate more resources to experiences or personal goals. So you know what? I believe this one kind of hits to the traveler at heart. Okay. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I go, like when I hit the Bahamas or I go to Jamaica or go to any kind of country that's outside of the United States or wherever your location would be, I'll probably bring my little work laptop because I kind of want to do a little thing, a little this and that, whatever else. But it also helps me with PTO. That's called savings because I could use that for real. When I'm at a particular location and maybe the hours are switched. Okay, well, I'm available for that time. I will work. And then the next thing you know, I'm out having a good time. Or there's maybe different slots in the day that I just need to be available. I'll plan and schedule some things around that. It's rare. I'm not going to lie to you. Like nobody wants to go on vacation doing stuff like that. It is rare. But what I'm saying is that it gives you the option. right? It's all about options. That's all it is. So you can definitely save costs. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, I save costs just on gas, because gas is so high today. So driving back and forth to work and doing all those other little things, I save a plenty of time. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm more efficient. Okay, I don't know about you, but I kind of lump cost savings into this time savings. I don't have to get up like 2 hours earlier so that I can get dressed, make sure the kids are together, get myself all put together, and then get on the road for maybe another 30 minutes or an hour to get to where I have to be. And then I have to come home and drive that same way. Like 3 or 4 hours saved in your day. That's a huge chunk. That's either me laying in the bed a little bit longer, that's me being able to have a decent breakfast and a good just wake up moment to kind of tackle the day. It also helps me with picking up my kids because for some reason we made the time workday time schedule from 9 to 5, but school gets out at 3. So this helps me be there for my kids. I do not want them, even if they're taking the bus, they have so many activities that happen after school. I have to go back and pick them up. So this allows them to be kids and be in their environment, but also for me to be at peace of mind knowing that, hey, whatever you need and whenever you need me to be there, I'm capable and able to do that for you confidently. Last, number 4, increased networking opportunities. So moving around exposes you to diverse communities and industry events, facilitating networking with people you might never meet in traditional settings. Yes, indeed. I'm not gonna lie. Like this was a big, this was like a big part for me as an introvert. Okay, and I don't want to make it sound like introverts are just like terrible. No, no, no. It just means that I don't like conversations that are just like like random, just like small. Like I said, small talk. I just zone out of it a little bit. So I keep those to a minimum. So I'm like talking at the coffee break machine or going and walking and just like having a conversation. It was killing me until I opened my eyes to like, you know what? This is actually relationship building, Krystal. If you just switched your perspective on this and kind of say that this is mundane conversation, think about it. They're sharing a piece about their life. They're either talking to you as a confidant, they see you as someone who has some kind of value that you can offer with whatever, even if it's personal or professional obstacle that they're in. That's a big thing. So if you change your attitude about that, that creates a huge network because when I started doing things like that, people started recommending me to other people. I would get calls and say, oh, hey, I got recommended to reach out to you because you're great at this, this, and that. Or coaching. I've gotten people referred to me for coaching, like, you're just awesome. I mean, listen, the world is so small, and you will run into these people again, whether it's in a positive setting or a negative setting, right? I don't know how you can be a team player and you don't open your mouth. I don't, right? Because the way I look at it is if you're silent and you don't have questions, that means you understand. So the worst thing for me is like, it's a huge pet peeve for me is to be, and I'm going off on a tangent because I'm gonna do a whole new episode on this. But for me to be in a conversation with you and kind of say, hey, do you understand what I said? And you kind of don't say anything, or even if you're afraid to say it in front of the team or whatever, you want to talk to me separately, that's fine. Say what you got to do, say separately. Okay, go off and do it. And then I don't hear from you anymore. I'm assuming like, I don't check in. I'm not the mama. I'm not the babysitter. I'm not all these other things because I have a million things going on. And all of the individuals that are around me, they check in. So, my world does not revolve around you. You have to open your mouth. You have to be comfortable with at least engaging. I'm not talking about like you need to be the life of the party, but you need to be in the party. Okay? All right. So I know those benefits really took up a good bit of time because I just love remote work. Okay. So real quick, I'm gonna run through these real quick examples of what remote friendly type of careers there are. And these are just a few because there's plenty out there nowadays. So one is a content creator. So from videography to blogging, producing and engaging digital content can be done anywhere, to be frank with you, where internet access is available. Let's put that little plug in there. Branding specialists, creative and strategic branding work can be executed online, collaborating with clients globally. Yeah, because I do. I work with people all over the world. Graphic designer. Designing visuals and marketing materials can be performed remotely utilizing digital tools and file sharing platforms. I agree. They do have a lot of those applications that allow you to do that, to kind of do an AI image of the person and then you as a designer. I think in this case, it does require you to upskill in the digital mainframe world, okay, versus you having to put your hands on fabric and kind of work with them. So it does require a little bit of upskilling for you, but you can do it. We can all do it. Software developer, coding, testing, and deploying software solutions fit seamlessly with a remote setup. That was always the case. I don't know why they kept us in the office so long. And then online consultant and coach. Hello, here she is. Here she go. Many consultants and coaches leverage video calls and digital platforms to work with clients worldwide. We've heard of MS Teams. We've heard of WebEx. I mean, the list goes on. I can't even look. Google Meet. There's a whole lot out there. More. Those are just the top high names. There's a lot more than that's out there. So check them out. I mean, that's how I work. That's how I move. So these are so beneficial, and there's several careers out there. Why do we avoid this? I don't understand. What is a drawback? People tell me. Well, one of them is isolation. Working alone or away from a traditional office setting may result in feelings of loneliness or disconnection from colleagues. True, 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 true. I've heard that from a lot of folks who are just used to that. Now, when I say a lot of folks, they tend to be from the like boomer age, or they tend to be folks that have relied on other people for help in their job area. And I'm not trying to mean this disrespectfully, right? But if I'm working with someone and they're sitting next to me and they have an issue, it's easier for them to be like, oh, can you help me with this? Instead of them having to figure it out by themselves. So that's what I mean, right? So there's just this level of not only that camaraderie that happens in the workplace, and they just like being around people. That's just what they do. Number two, blurring of boundaries. Without a clear separation between home and work, some individuals struggle to switch off, risking burnout. That's true. That is very true. Because when I come home, I am looking at this and I'm like, I'm working. And then sometimes I have a dual setup right at home. So one is my work computer, and then one is like my everything computer, my work, my book, my because coaching, like I run all my business from it. My entrepreneur business, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. And so when my kids or my husband come to the office door, they either knock or they're looking, because they're kind of like, I can't tell if you're in a business meeting or you doing something. Like, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, you can do that. And I did almost have burnout before, because I would get up on Saturdays and I would almost work like half a day anyway, because I'm trying to just, like, I'm excited. Like, I got work. I'm at home, so I ain't got to go in the office. Work's right there. You got to pull yourself away. You got to pull. So now I rarely get up to work on Saturdays. I rarely do that. I make sure that my schedule and everything I want to accomplish fits in that week. And then if anything doesn't get done, it'll go to the next week. The deadline ain't that hard. All right. Number three, concerns about productivity. Supervisors or team members may question if productivity will drop when employees are physically in the office. And so listen, so this is a concern from leadership. This is not a concern from the people who will be doing the work remotely. And in fact, and I'm gonna try to see if I can put up some research of different articles that actually say this. If I don't, I just don't. But this is my personal poll and experience. Okay. So I've worked with several people, like all over the globe, everywhere. I work with a lot of people. Okay. And out of all of them, there has not been one. And when I say all of them, it's like hundreds. Okay. All of them say they love remote work. They would not trade it for anything in the world. We have been begging our leadership to do this. If anything, we're just kind of trying to get like, maybe we can do like half days. Maybe we can do like Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday. They're trying to get them to do everything until COVID happened and forced them to do it. And then guess what happened? They saw that, whoa, not only did productivity increase, office operation costs went down. We don't need to have all this operation lights and all that stuff, facilities. So people started embracing that, and we were productive because we're at home. We're in a comfort area. Okay, now if you in a place where that's not comfortable, they do have companies now that offer office space that you just kind of go in, rent, and you can kind of work there. And that's just because if it's too chaotic at home and things like that. So you can do that, and I believe you can get reimbursed for that, if you will, too. So I would take those out. There's so many things that you can do. You just got to explore it. Okay, but I guarantee you will be more productive at home. You just, if you're passionate about the work that you're doing, you love what you're doing, and you don't want the distractions of people coming to your desk. Hey, you got a second? You got a second? Can we hop in a call, like in a room real quick right here? If you know that stuff was too much for me. I didn't like that. I knew I had to do it. I didn't look disrespectful. I looked very. I was like, yeah, sure. But in my head, I was like, well, if y'all don't get away from me. So productivity, yeah, and that's just from a management perspective. For a personal perspective, we know we're gonna be productive. We just don't want to be around y'all. But so I know we're hitting that time, and hey, perfect timing, right? Because we are at the strategy part. So if you are looking to adapt that remote work model, here are some 3 strategies that can help you do that. Number 1, establish routines and boundaries. Create a dedicated workspace. Set specific work hours and schedule regular breaks. Told you. Maintain a clear distinction between work time and personal time to avoid burnout. Hey, I gave you a good example of me, what I do personally. For others, it might be different. They might say, look, I stopped working about 3 o'clock. And I've had people, when I was working on consulting, when I was consulting at a firm, somebody was like one of the end users, the clients that was there. She was like, hey, whatever time you need me, I got you, whatever else. But by 3 o'clock, I'm off the clock. So you have to catch me next time. And I mean, she was very stand on it, very helpful. And I knew when her availability was. So it didn't change the effort. It didn't change anything. She was there. She was available, just like she said. It was just like, I have a boundary. That's all you gotta do. Number 2, stay engaged and connected. Use video calls, messaging apps, and virtual co-working sessions to maintain relationships with colleagues. Seek out local or online communities to remote workers and digital nomads to cultivate a sense of camaraderie. Yes, I told you, got like MS Teams that's out there. Slack, I think, is another one. Like I said, Google Meet. You got a ton of opportunities to generate a team building virtually. Okay, you have jazz sessions, working sessions, you have all you need. The cameras are working to see everybody. I think one time we did an after hours with our team, and it was maybe like after hours, like at 5, okay, and maybe 5:30 or something like that. Everyone logged off from their computer, and we all got back on with our cameras on, and we all had a little drink in our hand. I don't know, I probably had some water, but we were all just kick back in and chill. It was very chill. It was like a social hour. It was a virtual social hour. Hey, man, I recommend y'all get real creative with this because it is cool. It's really cool. You could do games. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So think about it, right? And here's a 3rd strategy: leverage productivity tools and apps. So use project management tools like Trello, Asana, or I don't know, Microsoft DevOps, all those things. Microsoft, what is it? Microsoft Project. Yes, go with them. They there. You ain't got to be in the office to do all this stuff, child. And communication platforms. I told you, Slack, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, all those good ones. to stay organized and aligned with your team goals. Track your task and progress to remain accountable and visible to supervisors or clients. Listen, the way I work with my boss is I give him, and I think I've told you this before. Before he asks for something, I always give it to him. So 9 times out of 10, when I start at a job, I immediately start creating like a weekly task list. Like, this is what I did this week. This is what I'm doing next week. Is there anything that you would like to shuffle around? Do you want me to schedule any sync ups with you just to review all of these things or whatever? I was just doing that. And he was like, oh, no, you good. Like, thank you. Thank you. Then it was like, okay, he was sharing some stuff. And that's just great because when I send stuff online to him and upload it like on SharePoint or whatever else, he's able to put comments in it. I can go back, review the comments, make the changes, move on. That's it. I mean, it's so efficient, but we're so connected. So anytime he's getting asked, like, what's Krystal up to, whatever else, he knows. He knows. Listen, this is just one of the best things that has ever happened to me. And you know what? And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But I'm speaking to the ones who are looking for this opportunity. And they're worried, they're scared from any of those objections. But you never know till you try. All right, so I'm going to leave you with this last message to take you out on this episode. Why limit yourself to one place when the world is brimming with experiences waiting to shape your personal and professional journey? If the conventional 9-to-5 mold is not where it's at, then break free. Grasp the power of remote work and expand your horizon with every new destination. Remember, wherever you go, your skills and ambition travel with you. So, seize this flexible work model and discover just how far it can take you. I love it. Ain't that something? Hey, you've been graced with an incredible ambition, an incredible purpose, and it's just waiting for you to give it to the world. Actually, the world is waiting for you. So don't worry about all that. We're going to keep moving on. I have more of these in the tank, okay? So if you need another dose of this, just hold on. I'm coming. Want to look forward to February, which is we're going to talk about diversity, okay? With a good bit of love in that, but moving with meaning style. You know how it is. And remember, like I said, if you want to hit another double dose of all these goody conversations, hit me up on my Moving with Meaning, the podcast. I am on Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts. Free. Hit me up, drop me a line, and let me know what you think. You want to be a guest and want to come on here? You know what? DM me. You want to know how to DM me and get in contact with me? Well, here is my little slide there. Connect with me, link, follow, whatever it is. Either that or my website is the best way to get in contact with me. I will reach out to you. I have plenty of tips to offer you. So I look forward to seeing you, hearing from you, and let's make our roads and our paths cross. We got this. Or better yet, you got this. In the meantime, just keep moving.